Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Maria, and today I want to do a Tarotscope reading for all of the signs because we have a new moon coming up. So I want to look into that specific energy, and I've already put out the constellation here. So the moon, as well as the sun, are going to be in conjunction in Sagittarius in the 5th house. So that's why I put that here, and I'm going to show you this really quickly. Since I'm working with Real Sky Astrology, this is what we're actually working with. I don't know if you can see my cursor here, but yeah, in the 5th house, you see the sun and moon right next to each other in Sagittarius. So that is what we will be dealing with. The new moon, the precise time of the new moon is going to be on December 30th, 8 p.m. German time. That's where I am. And that is going to be 2 p.m. New York East Coast time. So yeah, this is what we have here. And what does that actually mean? So the sun and moon conjunction in Sagittarius talks about enthusiasm as well as emotional depth. So we have a strong sense of self, and with the sun and the moon here, a harmonious integration of the unconscious and the conscious together. So we're creating a kind of balanced emotional state. And some people are outside already setting off fireworks. I hope my microphone doesn't pick that up. So with this specific conjunction, there might be a greater desire for adventure now, and you want to believe in the best possible outcomes. This is also a placement for, you value your freedom, you want to be free-spirited, and there might be a resistance when it comes to restrictions. In this placement, in this conjunction, you also experience a thirst for knowledge. You want to explore new ideas, maybe even new cultures, new foods, new places, just things that you haven't experienced yet. And even though there is this drive for independence right now, this is also a good time to comfortably express your feelings out in the open. So the feelings that come from the moon, now, bringing them out into the sun, expressing them, and really talking about things. This is a good time for that. And with everything, like with your enthusiasm, sometimes the other side of the medallion, it can also lead to being restless, like wanting to do things really quick. And with that, especially when talking about feelings, there's also the danger, quote unquote, but jumping to conclusions too quickly. So if you do have a heart-to-heart with someone, hear them out and just let them talk. If you don't understand something, instead of just, jumping to conclusions, ask, hey, what you said is this, what I understand is that what you mean? Instead of just assuming something and, starting to fight over something that is not even there. So yeah, staying grounded with a specific routine or schedule might also be a little bit difficult under this new moon. Now in the 5th house, all of this, like the 5th house is about creativity, self-expression, romance, and children. So when we have the sun-moon conjunction in Sagittarius in this house, there is a lot of passionate and vibrant energy going on. So yeah, there's, like I said, a strong desire to really express yourself. That can be through music, art, writing, social media, having a YouTube channel, different forms of self-expression. And also romance might be looking for more adventure now, you know, new experiences. And if you're meeting someone new, you might be drawn to someone who shares your love of excitement, or, you know, wanting to explore something new. So someone who is not okay with boredom, so to speak. This is a very playful energy, and especially when you have children, since this is also the house of children, it is a really good time to engage in some fun and engaging activities that, you know, are good for the whole family. Because now, under this new moon constellation, you approach life with a more positive outlook, and you really want to incorporate that creativity. On the other hand, yeah, like impatience with, you know, Sagittarius might be a challenge here. And also, if you plan on going on a first date with someone, in terms of relationships, this is not the constellation to go for, you know, long-term commitments, or even when you're starting a new project. This is not for long-term projects either. So this is a very short-term thing. It might be a really fun date, might be something really fun to work on, a really great evening, or whatever you have planned. But if you're going on a first date, this is not going to be the date that you plan your wedding with. So this is not the happily ever after constellation, is what I'm saying. This is new and it's exciting and the opposite of boredom, but that's all it is. It's a good time. So in this kind of energy, we might be prone to unrealistic expectations, and we might not, you know, take a look at the blind spots, but that's exactly what you should prepare yourself for. This is not the happily ever after. So it's, if you want to meet someone for the first time, go on a first date, and you really want this to work, maybe not have the date under the new moon with this constellation here. Now let's look into all the signs and what that means. I'm going to take this off here. Okay, now I said I'm going to do all 13 signs, since I work with Real Sky Astrology or True Sidereal. I will have the timestamps in the description box, as well as a link to a video that I did about Real Sky Astrology, in case you're not really sure what that is. There's a link down there as well, so if you want to check that out. And let's get to it. So we're going to start with Aries as the first sign. And whoops, look into what's going on for this new moon. Okay, so for Aries. Okay. Okay. So I have here the King of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Strength card. So yeah, with everything that I just said, for Aries, yeah, this I sometimes see like an Aries personality in the King of Wands, but this goes for all fire signs, especially now with you know, the Sagittarius here. You might be dealing with a person that can be very seductive and very interesting, especially if, you know, this is a romance situation for you. So the person you're dealing with, like, yeah, they have the ability to be very seductive. But with everything that I previously said about this not being the long-term thing, so really ask yourself, okay, where is this going? And how do I see myself in this whole situation? Because they may get you, because of all their charm, to agree to some things that you might not usually do. because they just have that way about them, that certain je ne sais quoi. And so don't forget who you are in this situation. Don't forget your own desires, your needs with everything. And yeah, just, it's nice to be seduced, but just know that this might just be all there is to it for them. So like I said, don't expect to hear the wedding bells. And yeah, at the bottom of the deck, I have the Knight of Wands. This is my F-boy card. So yeah, if you're dealing with a new person coming into your life, this is the, I'm going to show you a good time, but please don't expect me to call you the next day. Like, don't expect too much. So you can have a good time with this person, but that's about it. That's really all there is to it. So don't lose yourself in this whole thing, because they have that same kind of charm with everyone else as well. So this is not the kind of person where you think, oh, they're going to change for me and I'm special and everything. Sure, they treat you as special as everyone else, but that's about it. So no wedding bells here, but definitely a good and interesting time if you're open to that. Now, Taurus. Let's see what's in store for Taurus. This one wants to come out. The Devil. Taurus for the new moon. The Death card. Oops. And we have the Nine of Cups. So for Taurus, under this aspect here, I see that this is now the perfect chance to try something new. Like, feeling stuck from the way that things have always been, like a certain routine and everything, it's now time to break out of that. Try something new, mix things up a little bit, because that will get you a really unexpected result, something that is more preferable to the old ways of how things were done, especially if it's like, whether it's in a job or in a family situation, like, oh, this is how we do things because this is our way and we've always done it this way. It's tried and tested, and, you know, don't fix it if it ain't broken. But it's not going to satisfy you anymore. So this is really the time for you to try what makes you happy. And especially with creativity coming in. So this is the time where you can think outside of the box. You know, you can just try an idea and see how that works, especially if you have the opportunity to try different things. Just see how that works. If it's in a relationship and you want to mix things up, instead of always going to the same restaurant for date night, try going somewhere else. Or instead of, you know, always going to a movie, maybe try doing a spa day. Or, you know, if this is at work and you're doing the umpteenth project the same kind of way, try bringing in a new perspective and, you know, mixing things up, showing something new, because not every client might want to have things done based on, you know, project XYZ. You know, like, they might also want something a little different. I mean, be careful with how much you change it. Sometimes small changes can mean a lot. Or like in a family situation with your kids, like you've always on family night have been playing Monopoly. Well, try playing a card game or something, you know, just mix it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be a really big change, but try implementing something new. Okay. So, oh, at the bottom here, yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune card. So yeah, the wheel keeps turning, something new keeps happening. This is also a sign to just try something new. All right, now for Gemini. Gemini in the new moon. So Gemini in the new moon. Oh, here we go again. This is definitely a time to mix things up. And one more card, Gemini. Oh, we've got 3 cards. Okay, we'll just take them. So we've got Death, the 7 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Pentacles. At the bottom here, we've got Temperance. Okay, so what I see for Gemini is, yeah, there's it's time to change things up, but in doing so, be aware that, you know, I feel a little bit of secrecy here. So there might be a secret coming to light. Like, you know, the skeleton in the closet might be found out, especially when, you know, changing things up, or even when having those conversations of bringing the unconscious into the conscious. Maybe it's time to confess to something, you know, really pour out your heart and, you know, be aware that not everyone might receive it well, but some things need to be said. Just be careful in whatever way you say it. So this is about seeking the truth. So either you are the one telling someone a secret, or you're finding out a secret, like someone's been keeping a secret from you. So when you're asking for the truth, be aware that you might not like what you hear. That's always a possibility, but it is a chance to start fresh, to, you know, leave all of that behind and start fresh, to take this and grow from here. You know, if there's in a relationship and there's been some secrets, this is the moment where you can leave that behind you if you choose, and then start fresh. If this is at work, yeah, there might be an ending of some sorts, and maybe this might even be a chance to start somewhere else, whether it's in a new department, new opportunities, new challenges, new things that you can do, or even leaving to a different job and start somewhere else because you have known about the things that are going on in the company and you might not be okay with that. So this is weighing heavy on your heart, possibly. So just be aware that with secrets coming out in the open, just, yeah, you have to find a way to deal with it in whatever kind of way, and then decide what you're going to do with that. But yeah, I feel like something is going to come to light. You may have already suspected it, or this might hit you completely out of left field, but this is, for Gemini, really the time to have a heart-to-heart, and, you know, if there's something weighing on you, or if there's something you need to know, like right here in this bartender situation, you know, asking for advice and talking, having that conversation. So I feel that's a good idea for Gemini, but be prepared for how this might go. Now, Cancer. Let's see, Cancer for the new moon. Oops. Okay. All right. They're just jumping out here. Oh, we also got 5 cards here. Okay. So at the bottom, we've got the Empress. So for Cancer, for the new moon, if you want to do a magic ritual, go ahead, do it. This is the perfect time. Otherwise, this is also a sign for, you know, keep working on whatever you're working on. That anxiety that always creeps in, yeah, just don't give in to that. Like, now is the time to, really focus on bringing something new to light, the birth of a new project, the birth of a new idea, as the Empress here suggests. And ground yourself, because your idea, like whatever it is that you're working with, is good. You just have to have a little faith in yourself. And sometimes just as something as simple as a walk outside, get some fresh air to get a fresh perspective on something can really help. And with everything that you're doing, like you have a good idea. You have something in mind that you want to do, and you can go about it. Even if everything around you seems dark, you are the one holding the light. So the light is with you. No matter where you go with this idea, you have a positive aura around you, and people will take well to your new idea. What you need to do in this whole thing, especially like doing the whole like creative approach, thinking outside of the box. But whatever you do, try to really have an outline, a plan, something that you can present to other people so that they can understand what it is you're thinking, what it is that you're working on. So go about it strategically and make sure that you have a good way of explaining it to other people so that they can easily follow. And I think this is a good time to start a new project, especially if it's like a short-term project, not something like long-term. But yeah, something that you've been working on for a while that's near and dear to you. So the anxiety, yeah, it's, of course, you're nervous about presenting something new, but you got this. You got this. So trust in yourself, trust that you are well prepared, and that you have what it takes to show other people what you want. In a relationship, same thing. Like if there's something that you have been working on and you want to, implement something, of course, telling your partner is a scary thing, but you got this, just when you explain it to them, don't explain it from the emotional standpoint, even though you have the sun and moon here, but try to explain it in a more logical way. Because with the swords, we have the air energy here. So yeah, don't be overly emotional in explaining it. Try being more logical with this approach. Okay, so that's what I have for for Cancer. Sorry. Now for Leo, another fire sign here. So for Leo with the new moon, Leo. Mm-hmm. For Leo. All right, so here we have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, for Leo with this whole really fast-moving energy, yeah, there might be some impulsiveness in going about certain things. And this is also like along with this aspect coming another short-term energy in here. So whatever you're doing is very much in the here and now, whatever you're dealing with. Also, like, yeah, if you're planning on going on a date or starting a new relationship, this is not the time for that, because once again, you come across this certain F-boy mentality, or even F-girl, whatever. So yeah, just be aware of that impulsiveness that you may come across. And you may go back in your mind and be reminded of things from the past and how things were, get a little bit sentimental, especially when you know, bring things from the unconscious out into the conscious in the open. So all that, you know, walk down memory lane, that's a nice thing, you know, memory lane, but you can't live there. You can't live on memory lane. You just, no. So be aware of those feelings that might hit you with all of this. You can take a deep dive into what it is that you really want. And that was a really loud bang out there. I don't know if you were able to hear that. So yeah, this is this might be the time to look at things and really take inventory of what it is that you actually want. Like with the Hermit energy here, this might be more for you to gain some clarity on how you want things. And if you're single, you can just, you know, do things on your own. Find a way of expressing yourself, whether that is through journaling, painting, writing poetry, or, you know, just doing something creative to find you in all of this. I don't see another person in all of this here. So this is more about you, finding out what you want, what you desire, and what your expectations are, what you're willing to give. So yeah, this is some very much needed me time, or you time, in this instance. And even in a work situation, it's the same thing. Like this is the kind of time when you think about, okay, what do I want out of this and how do I get to the next step? But this is not the time to actually take that next step. This is more the introspection, reflection kind of time that I see here for Leo. Okay. So now Virgo. So for Virgo in the new moon, okay, Virgo. What are we dealing with here? So we've got the Eight of Wands, the World, and the Ten of Swords. So this is like some things move pretty quickly here, but at the same time, some things are coming to an end. So, and this end might come very surprising for some of you. You might not have seen this coming, like with the World, a door is closing, and with the Ten of Swords, something might come to an end, whether that is on a personal level or on a work level. This is the moment where, yeah, like, where are you going to go from here? This is really, like, is this really an ending, or is it actually the chance for a new beginning? So everything always has, like, every medallion has two sides. So even if things are ending, this might give you a chance to, you know, move on to bigger and better things. If this is a job situation that's ending, maybe you are leaving the company and you're already starting somewhere else because you might have something else in mind. So like when one door closes, a window opens. So yeah, or in a relationship, maybe this has been brewing for a while and now suddenly there's this explosion under this specific placement here that you just can't take it anymore. And you want out. So what I see here is an ending situation with the possibility of, you know, moving on to other things. This is not the kind of situation where I see complete devastation. Of course, it's going to be emotional and it's going to mean something to you, but I don't see a situation where it's like completely out of left field and where this is like, oh my God, I don't know what to do right now. This is also with the High Priestess here, the time where you can just, take everything that you've learned and put it to good news for whatever it is to come right now. So it's important to believe in yourself. With whatever happens, you got this. You have, just follow your gut feeling, follow your intuition with this. Your intuition will tell you what to do. This is maybe not the moment to listen to your heart so much, listen to your gut feeling with all of this. That's really all I can say. I can feel, like right now, my heart is kind of racing in this situation here. I can feel that this, it's going to feel very personal, and it's going to create some anxiety, of course, because we don't like being in these kind of situations. But it is going to be for, to make way for something else. And yeah, it is going to suck in that moment when it happens, but it is going to make way for something else. Just trust your intuition. Have faith in yourself. Okay, that's what I have for Virgo. Now for Libra. Okay, for Libra. For the Moon. Yeah, this one too. Okay, so we got the 5 of Wands, 2 of Wands, and 10 of Swords. And be warned, this next picture is not what it looks like. It's not her blood. That sword is just resting on her arm. That led us from somewhere else. So, yeah, trigger warning. I'm going to cover this up now. So there is going to be opposition in your case, Libra. So you might want to do things in a different way, and people might not be too happy about this, because with the Ace of Swords here, there are new, fresh ideas coming up, and you have an idea of how you want to go about it, because you want an old chapter to end. You want to, trust that you can find a new way, a new directive of doing something. But of course, there's always going to be people who have always done things in a certain way. And if the system ain't broken, don't try to fix it. But sometimes it just needs a little bit of readjustment. And this is where you are right now. Like whatever this is, whether it's in a relationship or in a work situation, there is this moment where, the boredom sets in whatever way, and something fresh, something new just has to happen. Otherwise, it's just going nowhere. So be aware that by trying to implement something new and coming from that place of creativity, wanting to, talk about how we can change things, that you're going to be met with people that are going to say, nah, let's not do that. So it's up to you to find a way to navigate the situation so that you can, find the middle ground. Like this might not have to be a complete, shutting down your idea. With all of this, try to, plan for something, have an idea of how you could give this idea to people. Maybe have like a pros and cons list that you can present, so that you take more of a neutral position. And by outlining the pros, kind of guiding the people that you're talking to in that direction, so that something can be put to rest and you can move on to a situation that might be more according to, the times, like going with the times, going with the flow, trying something new. Even in a relationship, like if sometimes it happens that people just get bored in a relationship. So instead of just saying, hey, I'm bored, try going about it in a way that is, you know, more positive and reinforcing the positive aspects of what it is that you want to try to change. Start small. This doesn't have to be like a huge major thing. Start out small, but yeah, some new ideas should be talked about in this case. Okay, so that's what I have for Libra. Now Scorpio. Scorpio for the new moon. Okay, for Scorpio. Okay. For Scorpio. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords, the Star, and the Page of Wands, and we've got the Lovers here. So in all of this, this card, it can mean two things. It can mean that either you're stuck, but what I also see in this card are boundaries. And by not looking at these boundaries, the question is, are you honoring your own boundaries, or do you have people walking all over you? Whether that's in your personal life or at work, for example. Like this, like if you really want to talk about something, maybe talk about your boundaries. Like, are they being met? Are people ignoring them? What do you need in terms of your boundaries? And trust that this kind of conversation is needed and well received, and that you can create something new from that. Because, yeah, feeling stuck is one thing, but why do you feel stuck? Like, what is it that keeps you in this situation where you feel that you can't evolve? You know, why do you feel paralyzed? And only wishing for something to change is not going to do anything by itself. You have to be active about that change. So yeah, talking about it, bringing the hidden feelings or sometimes even animosity out in the open. I mean, be mindful of your words. It depends on who you're talking to. But this is definitely something that should be addressed. And with the Lover's card here, this is a choice that needs to be made. So with the Lover's card, you have usually like two paths. Which one are you choosing? You know, are you going to choose to stay in the situation you've always been in and continue feeling unhappy? Or are you choosing to do something about it and changing your situation for the better? You know, like this is like, how would it feel for you to change this? How would you feel if you continued the situation like this? You know, this is really about how it makes you feel, and based on that comes your decision of what you bring out in the open, so that you can feel better about yourself and move on in whatever way. So yeah, this is really a chance to stand up for yourself. Okay, so that's what I have for Scorpio. And you know, with Scorpio, I mean, I know that you don't really have a problem standing up for yourself, but the thing here is also be mindful of how you present things, because we know, you know, Scorpio can sting, but you don't have to, you know, go to war with someone over, you know, expressing your feelings. Now, next step is Ophiuchus. That is the 13th sign. So next is Ophiuchus. So for all my Ophiuchus out there, Ophiuchuses for the new moon. What is it with these F boys? Okay, for Ophiuchus. But it makes sense. You know, Ophiuchus, the healer, you're very empathetic. And so you attract these kind of people. Okay. So we have the Knight of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the World card here. So for Ophiuchus, yeah, once again, there is this hint of impulsiveness. First date situation, I'd say either wait a little bit longer if you can't postpone it, if they really want to do it and they insist on it. Yeah, it's probably not it. So this is a moving on kind of moment. And if this is in a work situation, for example, you might be dealing with someone who just wants to force you to make a decision, or they're, you know, walking all over you in certain situations. You can have those colleagues that, you know, they're always the ones having the last word, and they're always talking the loudest in the meetings, and you know, they are always the me, myself, and I people, and I don't care about anyone else, which might bring you to a situation where you feel like you want to retreat. And sometimes that might actually be a good option. Like, this is in that retreat moment, you can find a way to, you know, maybe have a different approach to things. Really think about, okay, how can I do this? And you're not going to get very far with these people in situations where you're supposed to work together to come up with a situation, with a solution. So this might be that moment where you just go into your office or whatever space you work in, and you know, think about things for yourself, but don't feel sorry for yourself. Just because they're always louder than you doesn't mean that they're right. You know, just find a way to present whatever it is that you have to present, but in a good way, because at the end of the day, quality will succeed. But this might be a battle that you don't want to choose. So moving on. This, like with these people, it's not worth spending all your energy on them. And especially with you, Ophiuchus, as the healer, you have a tendency to attract people that are even like falling under the narcissistic spectrum, because these opposites actually do attract, and empaths have a lot of narcissistic people in their lives that they have to deal with. It just happens naturally. So yeah, this is the moment where you pick and choose your battles, and this battle is not worth it. Moving on. So that is what I have for Ophiuchus. Now for Sagittarius. Let's see what comes up for you. For the Sagittarius, with the moon in Sagittarius now. So for Sagittarius. Okay. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Chariot, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. All right, so this is a more emotional situation here for you. And I can feel the desire to create something new. Especially with that Two of Cups, where you feel, okay, this is a situation that is maybe kind of intense and personal, and you want to do this, but take it slow. Like I said, this is not the first date kind of situation. If you already know this person, yeah, this might be a good chance to do something new. If this is a new person, like I said, don't count on the wedding bells. Just because you feel that way about them doesn't mean that they necessarily feel the same thing. So you are going about this very emotionally, and you have some deep desire for some romance and maybe even a little getaway trip. So this is really a good chance for, exploring adventure. So if you can keep this light and not go too deep too fast with this might actually pique someone's interest. But this is really the going slow kind of energy. So don't shoot over the mark right away. Like don't scare them away. I feel, because that person is already interested, I see, and yeah, they want to see where this is going. So yeah, take a trip together, whether it's like a day trip or, go somewhere where you can, do something together, whether that's, I don't know, something like, depending on where you are in the world, whether it's an amusement park or something where you don't have to spend a lot of like intense one-on-one time. Like I would not recommend a spa day for this, more something fun and, where you can just let loose and it's not too serious. Like I would not do the romantic dinner date here. I would do something, yeah, fun, something not too grown up, if that makes sense. Because here we have the Page of Swords. So come up with a new idea, something that might not usually be done, whether it is for a date situation or for date night, or like if you are with this person, if you've been with this person for a while, try thinking about something new, something that you haven't done yet. That might even be something a little bit naughty, spicing things up. And if this is in a workplace situation, for example, yeah, I'm getting the kind of feeling that there might be a chance to impress the boss, the director, whatever. So maybe even a business trip, going someplace, and you may have to, they put you in charge of getting the new contract negotiated. And I see that that is a good opportunity for you. So whatever it is that's happening here at work, Sagittarius, this is a good opportunity, but hold your horses. Don't go too fast. It is a good match in whatever way, but don't go too fast. So these two here are really patient cards. So don't move too fast. Have some good arguments prepared, a good presentation that you can present, but yeah, don't seem too eager with this. You really want this, and it has a really good possibility of creating something new, but don't go too fast with this. Don't pressure them into making a decision right now. This is something for them to think about. So leave the end open and give them the chance to think about it, whether it's trying to negotiate something with your boss or you have to negotiate something on behalf of your work, then yeah, put the ball in their court. Okay, that's what I have for Sagittarius. Now for Capricorn. For Capricorn, under the new moon. Capricorn. Oops. Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords, the Star, and the Three of Wands, and we have the Justice card here. So Yeah, with all of this, there might be an ending coming, but is it really an end? Like what's happening here? So again, with all of this placement here, this is a situation to, start something new, move on from something. Like whatever it is, it's not working anymore in a relationship. Uh, this might be the wake up call. This might be the moment where you say, okay, this is your final chance, take it or leave it, and still hoping for a good outcome, of course. But you have a way of moving on from this. And this card also talks about creativity. So if this is in a relationship situation with someone you've been in a relationship with for quite some time now, this can talk about, old patterns have to die. If this is something that annoys you and it's like please don't do that anymore, or if someone asks you, hey, could you just not do that anymore, because it really, like, this is an opportunity to get back on track with something, to get back on the same page with your partner in a new situation. If you're not in that situation with the person just yet, yeah, this might be a way of looking maybe at someone else. This might not be the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. So there might be someone else, a different place where you can look for someone. And with the Justice card here, things are kind of out of balance. Not kind of, things are out of balance here. And this is the moment of truth where you can implement changes in order to get the scales back into balance, because any kind of relationship isn't going to work if it's just, one person gives, the other person takes. It has to be give and take equally. And yeah, if you always feel like you're being taken advantage of, it's not going to work. The same thing goes at work. If you feel like other people are always taking advantage of you and you're just hoping for things to change, that yeah, it's time to find a new approach and tell them, hey, this is really not okay. I can't work like this. So yeah, this is also a moment where things need to be put out in the open, whether there's a heart-to-heart conversation with someone or talking to the supervisor and being like, hey, this is really bad for the work environment. I'm not getting the work done the way that I should because this is really weighing on me. I mean, I would be careful with these kind of comments, but it's like, yeah, say I could be doing my job much better if certain criteria were met. This might be a better approach. And yeah, this is something that's weighing heavy on you. And like, yeah, in a new dating situation, this isn't it. This is not going to go very far. This is the time to maybe move on, look for something else. Okay, now Aquarius. So Aquarius for the new moon. Aquarius. Okay. So we have the Two of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Hierophant. I almost said the Exorcist. But yeah, this the Exorcist might not be far off. So this is the time, like the creative solutions, time doing something else, shaking things up. It's time for something to go. And in terms of, boundaries, like I said before, why do you feel stuck? What is making you stuck? Are you stuck because someone else is putting you in timeout? Did you put yourself there? Are you respecting your own boundaries, or other people respecting your boundaries? So what is it that you really want? What is your ambition? What is your goal? And how are you going about it? Because it's good to have new ideas and wanting to be, the brave trailblazer and, just going for it, and have a clear mind about this. But with the thunder here, this might not be what people expect of you. This might be a situation where emotions run high and you might actually kind of explode in certain situations, especially when confronted with things and you have that conversation. But one thing to make sure is that you come from a place of concern, that you're not just trying to, dump all over whatever situation this is, that you make it very clear that you're addressing the situation because it matters to you. And as long as it matters to you, it means you care and you want this to be resolved. Whether this is in a relationship or in a work situation, this is something that needs to be dealt with. And it's going to take some courage to do this, to really address the situation so that you can, have this moment of clarity where you know what to do and you're no longer bound by fear, for example, where you really, this might be a very teachable moment for you, or you might even be put in the situation of the teacher where you have the opportunity to show, hey, this is another way of doing it. Let's try it this way and see what that gets us. And there's a certain anticipation here. You want to do this. You have been looking at the situation for quite some time and you're just so over it that you just want to change. You have this deep desire to change something here. And now my cat is talking. So this might be an opportunity for you to lead the way, to be the person who says, okay, listen, I have this idea. Let me propose this. And how about we implement some changes and get all the negative vibes out of here? Like, this is like, with this, I can feel some negative vibes that don't need to be there anymore. Yeah, my cat is agreeing. So that is what I have for Aquarius. And now for Pisces. So we're at the last sign now for Pisces. Did I do Aquarius? Oh my God, I don't know. I think I did. Or was it Capricorn? Oh my God, I don't know. Help. No, this was Aquarius. So now we're on Pisces. Okay. If I forgot someone, please remind me in the comments and I'll do that extra. So now we're on Pisces for the new moon. For Pisces. Okay, we have the King of Cups, we have the Justice card, and the Seven of Pentacles, and here we have the Page of Pentacles. So what I see here for Pisces is that this is something where Yeah, if you have that conversation, some emotions that you have been having for a while are going to come out, but you are able to talk about these emotions in a very calm and sensitive manner. You're not going to, just word dump everything onto the person you're talking to, and you have a good way of communicating your ideas and everything that is important to you to the other person, because you come from a place where you want everyone to get their fair share of whatever is going on. You don't want other people to be left out or feeling like they're getting the short end of the stick. So you want this to be a fair situation. And it might take a while, and there might be something that you're overlooking, because there might be an obvious problem, so to speak, that needs addressing. But underneath all of that, there might be something, like everything always has a cause. So the question here is, what is the underlying issue under the big one that's obvious to see? There might be something behind it. So if someone is upset or sad or angry or whatever, there is something else going on. And it is for you now to find a way of finding out what that is. Because even if you address something on the surface, if something else is, brewing underneath, that might not go away just by addressing a surface problem. And with the Knight of Pentacles here, that might be something that has been growing there for a while. Something is manifesting, and you need to make sure that whatever is manifesting is not going in the wrong direction, like negative energy wise. So in your way to address things, make sure that whoever you're talking to, that you express that, okay, my feelings are coming from this standpoint, and I'm addressing this because it is important to me for this and that reason. And make sure that the person that you're talking to also lets you know, okay, I feel anxious about this because there is something going on that, causes me to feel this way or act this way. I feel like there's something underneath everything that is not quite obvious yet. So it needs further addressing. And yeah, something wants to come out. Like what I feel now is there's something weighing heavy on the heart. But and maybe it might even be a financial situation. Someone might be ashamed of a certain financial situation that's going on, and they have a hard time talking about it, because who likes to talk about finances, especially when it's not a really good financial situation, because with the year ending and then in January, there's a lot of bills that suddenly come up that people have to pay. And that might cause people extra anxiety that they then live out in other situations. And so this is now not really a time to splurge on things. This is more the time for introspection, I feel, and that, take your time to, what's the word? Commune in a way that is really just about you and the person you're talking to. And if you are the one who is in this situation, like when you're talking to someone else, sometimes it's good to just vent and, let it out. If this is in a relationship situation and one of the two people is having some financial issues, it is good to talk about it before things get to a place where it's like, oh, why haven't we paid this bill? Why did they shut the electricity off? Make sure that it doesn't get as bad as it could be, and address the situation and do it calmly. Like there's no need to explode all over this, because we all can end up in a situation where things might be a little bit tight when it comes to the budget. That is, you know, nothing to be scared of. It happens to all of us at some point. So just have compassion. That's the word I was looking for. Whatever this is that you're addressing, do it from a place of compassion, and then you have the opportunity of, you know, letting something grow again. Find a way of, you know, create a financial plan if needed, and make that money grow again, you know, in a very careful and respectful way. So communicate about this. That's the important thing. All right, this is what I have for Pisces. I hope I didn't forget any sign. If I forgot a sign, please let me know in the comments. And if you feel that this resonates for you, leave me a heart or something in the comments that I know that this resonates with you. And I will do these kind of Tarotscopes. I'll try to do them for the full moon and the new moon. So if you don't want to miss any of these, then please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of the future episodes. Like this video, share it with your friends, and thank you for being here. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.